What's up guys, welcome back to a new Kengan Omega chapter review. Today we have chapter 112, a top tier chapter of the fight between Nitoku and Dongchen, with tons of stuff about Dongchen and Naiden revealed, and the possibility that this could be the end of the fight. Shout out to the mad lads on the Reddit for releasing the early translations. As always, every link is posted in the Discord and the best version should be out as you're watching today's video. And take note, some differences may be present from the version I'm reviewing to the better one. If anything major is changed, I'll address it in the pinned comment. Now, let's begin. We begin by seeing the impact from Dongchen's kick on Nitoku at the end of chapter 111, with it being pretty deadly, and we see Faye's, over the top reaction, probably the most reaction based face we've got from him in the whole tournament. Our boy Faye, the supposed tiger vessel according to me, is still putting up a pretty good act. I don't know why his reaction is like this to Dongchen just landing a kick, maybe because Dongchen was kind of getting beat on until this point, but yeah, Dongchen's able to land a kick. Then straight after that, he's able to land a Fury of Blows on Nitoku. He was able to handle the direct kick, but the Fury of Blows were too much for him, and Nitoku goes down on his knees and, puts his hand down for the first time in this fight. The genius Kung Fu fighter has taken Nitoku down. So that's 1 down for Nitoku now, and I believe 2 downs for Dongchen so far. And then we got the commentators saying a few things about Dongchen. He's taken a stance that is clearly different from Western martial arts we know. The Oriental mystery, the secrets of Asian martial arts. The Chinese martial arts have been known to be the strongest. Seems like a line that was directly taken from Bucky's Chinese fight, if I'm being honest. And then we cut to Lolong and Carlos, and then from there we cut to a flashback between Carlos and Naiden. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description, like the Discord and Patreon. Now, back to the video. So we have Naiden giving Carlos some alcohol, and then Carlos pretty much asking about Dongchen, who had a battle with Naiden recently during this flashback, and that Carlos is going to be fighting Dongchen soon, so he's, asking for some pointers, I guess. We have Dongchen asking him, "You have no experience in grappling, do you? So what exactly did you want to ask me?" Then Carlos says, "I'm aware of your true strength. It's probably easier to count those in A class that are above you." So confirming that Naiden is definitely above, the halfway point in the, A class ranking. That is why it came as a shock to me that you actually lost to Dongchen. So we know in the fight, Naiden's first official fight in the A class against Dongchen was him getting defeated by Dongchen. Carlos questions him, "Was it because he was your friend that you let him win?" His response, "The outcome of that very match is the reason we became close." Then we have Naiden confirming it again, that he had 3 matches overall, but that was his first match in the A class, and that he was still somewhat unfamiliar with Purgatory's rules, but still agrees that Dongchen is strong, and states that he operates in a very complicated way. When his gears are meshing, he can explosively display his latent skill. And then this is where we have something I'm not too sure how to interpret. It's probably going to be shown better in the better translation, so I'll probably address what I'm going to talk about now in the pinned comment of today's video if I need to. So we cut to current Carlos, who was walking up to Lolong, so we're out of the flashback, with his inner monologue saying the following: "The result of that match ended up being my victory." So Carlos actually defeated Dongchen in their match that they were having. And had Naiden and Lu fought 10 times, Naiden would win more than half. So overall, Naiden is stronger than Dongchen. However, it's just as Naiden said, when Lu switched on, I couldn't lay a finger on him. So that is the very confusing part about what Carlos says here. However, it's just as Naiden said, when Lu switched on, I couldn't lay a finger on him. Does that mean Carlos isn't able to lay a finger on him, or Naiden isn't able to lay a finger on him? If it's Naiden, that makes sense, but if it's Carlos, that's, very insane. And we also need to consider what Lolong said in a previous chapter, that when, Dongchen is calm-minded and, displaying his latent skill, he could actually rival him somewhat. So Dongchen is a similar character to Hatsumi, where when he's in his peak, he's considered untouchable to a large amount of characters, but when he's not in his peak, he can lose, but he's still a pretty average fighter all around. But yeah, Lu Dongchen in his peak is meant to be an absolute beast, which could be potentially untouchable by the likes of Carlos if my interpretation of what Carlos is saying here is correct. But I'll probably address this in the pinned comment when the better translation comes out. I just wanted to make sure people don't go, running with this, statement from Carlos. We cut back to the fight with Nitoku getting up at a count of 7. So he is pretty damaged from the Furio strikes that land on him from, Dongchen. But regardless, we see him charging, going for a strike, but Dongchen's able to parry and dodge the, strike relatively easy. And that he's able to display pretty decent speed between them as well. So Nitoku has toughness and decent speed even when he's, severely injured. We see him going for Furio blows, but as we saw previously, Dongchen is a much better striker overall compared to, Nitoku's able to parry most of them and pretty much ignore any of those strikes that are coming at him. And then we have Nitoku trying to grab Dongchen, but he's able to make him bleed with this piercing-like jab attack. So yeah, he can also counter grabs like that, which is adding more to Dongchen's overall ability. We have Okubo and Koga freaking out with that, counter. Then we have, Dongchen landing another direct hit on Nitoku. With Nitoku still being able to firm these direct hits, we see him bleeding everywhere, but my man isn't falling, so gotta respect Nitoku's toughness even more. And I'm really enjoying his fighting style as a whole. This is pretty badass to me. We have, Dongchen screaming, "You're not going to grab me, I'll send you flying," with him trying to land another Fajin, soon to be his most powerful attack, I'll say at this point, with how much he's spamming it. With this pretty badass panel as he throws his Fajin, Nitoku dodging it, wrapping around. We have, Dongchen who tries to use his Huajin to escape the half grab Nitoku has on Dongchen, but before he can even react, Nitoku has grabbed him from behind, and he begins to talk. "You're too reliant on Fajin. If I see you repeatedly use a strike, I know where you will aim. Secondly, you took Sambo too lightly and slammed him on the ground. These two reasons are why you lost." And the final panel, Nitoku with some, quotes with the commentators freaking out, and his final line, "That is why you lost." So has Dongchen lost here? It is very possible. Nitoku thinks so, but there is a chance that Dongchen gets up next chapter, but we see like this mini crater in the ground from that slam. Definitely the most powerful slam we've gotten in this fight so far. Absolutely insanity. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dongchen is out for the count here. And if I'm being honest, I wouldn't mind it as well, because this increases the chances that Okubo is going to lose his fight. And Nitoku has been an absolute badass throughout this fight, but I do kind of want to see more from Dongchen. He's someone who was hyped up to have 5 styles, and now all this other hyping up about his supposed, full potential being insane. So I do hope he gets up and continues fighting, but it is very possible that Dongchen could be out. Let me know your thoughts on this down in the comments. And if he does get up, Nitoku seems very injured with him breathing hard as well. So if Dongchen is somehow able to get up with, I'm guessing severe injuries after this, Nitoku isn't in too good of a shape as well with the amount of Fajins he's taken and various other strikes. But regardless, this fight has been very decent so far. I hope it continues, but I have the feeling it could be over. But yep, that should be everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. As always, make sure to, check out the Patreon, Discord, Twitter, all that other good shit. Shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon, absolute mad lads. Hope you enjoyed today's review. But yep, that's it guys. Peace.